Okay, one last time. This one's small, and that one's far away. Small, far away. Oh, forget it. Hello and welcome to amipal, the #1 place on the internet for the sweetest Amiga content. Today's episode, we're talking about the A500 Mini. Nope, sorry, the A500 Mini. Now, you'll notice on this that the name Amiga does not appear on the case anywhere. That's clearly a rights issue. As we all know, there's all sorts of legal shenanigans around the Amiga. So this is an A500 Mini that runs Amiga games. Similarly, it's not in the box either, but I have to say, lovely little package. I'm not going to go too much into what's in there or the specs of it or how to set it up or anything like that. There's plenty of resources online for that already. I'm quite aware this is a late episode. It's a late A500 Mini episode as well. So there's plenty of people out there already who cover this kind of things. I will say, I like it. I like this little form factor. You know, it's got power and everything else at the back there, all those ports. The fact you've got 3 USB ports is handy, because obviously you've got a mouse, a joypad. I was going to say joystick there, which kind of would have been the logical choice for it, but when you get into games and find out what you have to do to get into menus and stuff like that, it kind of makes it obvious why they chose a joypad. But yeah, so you'd have a mouse, a joypad, and then a USB stick in there for copying over other games that you want to load on there. And of course, you don't even need to have the mouse. You could purchase another joypad as well and stick it in there, and then you'll be able to play 2-player games the way they are meant to be played. What I'm going to do with this episode, like I said, I'm not going to go too much around the technicalities of this machine. What I'm going to do is compare that playing games against me playing games on a CD32. So I've got equivalent games, but not all of them, because there's 25 games on the A500 Mini, and not all of them CD32 versions, or not all of them are available on the CD32. But it's a machine I can plug in to my television. They both have joypads. It's a fair comparison, isn't it? I know you can plug a joypad into an A1200 or whatever, but let's ignore that. It's just the idea of having a machine underneath your telly that you can sit on the sofa and play, and that's what my CD32 is to me. So this comparison is going to compare some of the games on there, Alien Breed, and what have you, and then we'll have a little conclusion at the end. Sounds fair? Okay, let's go with it. Here's Alien Breed 3D on the CD32. Main difference with this and normal Amiga version is that there's a CD soundtrack, and it's on a CD. But they still kept the copy protection, so that's a bit of a pain. Let's have a look at the performance on a standard CD32. Now, I'm filming this today from my Sony flat screen TV. CD32 is plugged in via S-Video, and I'm filming the screen to kind of give the impression of what it looks like on a television. So here we go. Bear in mind, 6.8 EC020 processor in the CD32, and that's what we get. So Alien Breed 3D really benefits from some fast RAM, just to give that processor some quick memory to play with. Really bumps up the frame rate. Obviously it's not that easy with the CD32 to do that, so you can get something like a Terrible Fire processor upgrade to go in the expansion slot at the back, and that that can have a nice bit of RAM on it too and increase the performance. Right, let's see what the action is like. Ah, the demon dogs. So you can see it's a bit jerky trying to aim. They kind of get up on you quite quickly because you're not really able to turn in any meaningful way. It's not the twitch shooter that a lot of first-person shooters are these days. But yeah, you can tell it kind of struggles with the CD32. I'm not sure it utilises the Akiko chip of the CD32. I'm not sure what does. I think Gloom might, but I don't have that, and I won't be doing it today anyway because it's not a game that's comes supplied with the A500 Mini. Gibbage! So that gives a good impression of what it looks like on here, on a standard Amiga. And by standard I mean completely unexpanded in any way, shape or form. You know, this is just the bare console. Now let's chuck the A500 Mini on and see how it compares. So since we're in the A500 Mini menu, it's quite a nice little interface here. We'll start with AB3D since it's there. So it has music. Didn't have to do a copy protection to get in though. That's the benefit of WHD load, that they can kind of circumvent that, just get round all of that. It means you're not always mucking around trying to find code books or searching online. Anyway, here we go. Now, I think you'll agree that's a vast improvement over the standard CD32 version, eh? I mean, there's nothing that's going to improve the blockiness of the visuals of Alien Breed 3D. That's hard coded in, but at least it runs at an okay rate. Come on, demon dogs. Chunky. So, first impression is that it runs a lot nicer than just being the standard CD32 version. But then this is a probably a JIT implementation of the UA engine. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but you know, it runs at a good speed. What I have noticed with it though is slightly inconsistent frame rate. So whereas it does run nice and fast, it tends to drop the frame rate when you expect it not to, or it'll be a really fast frame rate when you think it ought to drop. It's really strange. Right at the door. Come here, you. That took longer than I expected. Just a test of the swimming pool water there. Well, I didn't do that on the other version. Never mind. So yeah, it does run nicely, and I think this is. I'm glad they've included it on this, because obviously people with an A500 wouldn't have been able to play this in the first place. many people who had an A1200 may have bought this and thought, oh, that doesn't run very well at all. And be able to play this on the A500 Mini and see it for the performance that it can do. But I do think you will get a better experience on an expanded A1200 with a 68030 in it, or a Terrible Fire 030. It just, oh no, I'm out of ammo. It feels, you know, that kind of consistency for the game, I just think would work a bit better. But you know, maybe I'll do another comparison at a later date with my Blizzard 1230 equipped A1200, and we'll see whether or not I'm talking crazy or not. But let's move on to another game. Battle Chess. I never played this when I was younger, but I know a lot of people hold it in high regard. Obviously it's chess, it's the standard game of chess. The main difference being that when your pieces meet, they have a proper battle. So we've got the controller being the mouse pointer in this case. It works all right. And thanks to loading from CD, it's actually quite quick. I don't play chess, by the way, so you know, don't judge me too harshly on this. What I think we'll be testing here is just how quickly it plays and loads. I mean, we've got the computer thinking now. I'm going to try and mirror these movements with the A500 Mini version. Oh, it happened! Amazing. So, we'll take that time and we'll measure it against what the A500 Mini comes up with. But then again, it might not do exactly the same move. We'll have to see, won't we? Here we are with Battle Chess. Straight into game, no preamble. That's probably as a result of the WHD load slave being set to ignore the start, like ignore tutorial or something along those lines. Many WHD load games have that option, so that you can basically just get straight into the game. If I remember correctly, I did this. You'll notice no music on this version. That's because it was streaming from CD on the CD32. And we'll see whether they think a bit quicker. Yes, they do. So how about that? It plays a bit quicker. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's Battle Chess. It's not the most taxing of games, but there you go. It's more or less the same. And now on to Simon the Sorcerer, the wonderful adventure game. Point and click adventure in the style of Monkey Island in a fantasy world. And what's special about the CD32 version? Well, it runs off a CD. And it has some sounds, including...
For my first trick, pulling the dog out of the hat.
That's right, speech,
Thank you, Chippy.
courtesy of Chris Barry, who was in Red Dwarf, as Rimmer.
Well, watch this.
So let's skip through this and get into the game proper. Yeah, it has an intro on it, but we'll get past that. Okay, so control via the pad, but if you've got a mouse then that also works on this. It's just a bit quicker with the mouse.
It must be Calypso's junk.
It certainly makes a difference having a speaky version, a talky version. I've played this with my son, he really enjoys it. And it was the discovery of the talky version that really cemented it for him, because obviously there's lots of silly voices in fantasy worlds and it's had him in absolute stitches. Whereas the version supplied with the A500 Mini, well, we'll see. So back onto Simon the Sorcerer via the 500 Mini. Now I've kind of already spoiled it a bit by focusing on the fact that the CD32 version is a talky version. So yeah, no sound here, and we have text, which obviously makes it very difficult for someone who's only recently learned how to read. So, you know, when my son plays this, he has to have me reading it all to him. And as much as I enjoy doing that, when you're playing a point and shoot, when you're playing an adventure game like this, there is a lot of reading to do, and just having it narrated to you by the game itself, it helps so much. So I'll stick with that, but I realise that not everyone's in that privileged position, because there is no WHD low version for the CD32 version of the game, to do with size apparently, from what I can gather, which is a shame, because obviously there are a lot of people who run emulated Amigas on PCs and Macs and Linux boxes, where they've got no issue with storage and memory and what have you. So, you know, maybe that's something that could happen in the future. Either way, this works well. I'm using the joypad that comes with the A500 Mini. There's a mouse in there too. I probably could have plugged that in to play it with, but I'm really playing it to show you. If I was playing it for any long period of time, I'd definitely stick a mouse on. And the same goes with the CD32 version. So that would be my one takeaway from this. Ensure your input is correct. Regular viewers will know how much I enjoy this. One of the best games on the Amiga. There, I said it. Fight me.
Sometime in the last century, an experimenter in time.
We'll skip that. We're not here to watch the intro. We're here to compare this standard CD32 version against the A500 Mini. It's a good comparison because the A500 Mini version is the AGA version as well, so a bit of consistency. Let's stick with the Brigand and the Mercenary.
There's activated.
Try not to walk into it.
Node activated.
Didn't quite get the position there, did I? Thought I missed that. Okay, should we do a test of firing? Ready? Should be alright, shouldn't it? Can put that side by side with the mini version. We'll see how we do. Now I'm playing this with the Competition Pro CD32 pad. Which has a good idea of which direction you're pressing in. Thought I got that. Don't let them ever get it. They don't need it. Oh, they both walked into that. Good. That was a good run. So let's compare that against the A500 Mini version. And onto the Chaos engine, which is the AGA version. So we'll skip the intro like we did with the other version and get straight into it. It again loads nice and quickly. You know, there's no Go Tech in this. You're not reading from ADFs. It's just straight off a bit of solid state hardware in there. And here we go. Nice crisp image. You'd think I'll play this exactly the same, wouldn't you? But no. Now, I'm struggling a bit with the pad on this. I don't think the D-pad is that great, because I can't quite get the diagonals as well as I did with the Competition Pro pad, but that's, you know, a third-party pad for the CD32 that was replacing a NAF original implementation. Although I say NAF, I've said previously I don't mind the main CD32 pad. But that's just, I think I'm in the minority with that. The scrolling for this is nice and smooth, but there's a certain feel to this that is wrong. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's almost like, and it's not my television because I switch off such things, but it feels like there's interpolation between the frames in places that kind of make it feel like it's smoother than it is on the 1200 or a standard Amiga, which you think's a bit odd. You know, you want it to be smooth, wouldn't you, or smoother or nicer, but yeah, there's a certain unrealness to it. Oh, come on. I don't know. I think if you were to play the Chaos engine for the first time in 20 years, you'd play this and you'd go, that's the Chaos engine that I know and love. Although you may have played the A500 version, you think, why is it so bright and colourful? I don't remember it like that. Maybe it was my old CRT television. But yeah, there's a feel to it. I've played the CD32 version so many times that I do feel like I can say this with some certainty that yes, this does feel different. Whether you'll notice that, I don't know, but just it's worth bearing in mind. But again, there's plenty of people who play this for the first time and go, that's brilliant. So onwards, onto Project X, and this being a Team 17 CD, it's one of their double packs. Okay, let's kick it off with some of this. Now, Interestingly, this doesn't have any music on this load screen, which I'm pretty sure there was on the standard disc. So I do miss that. Right. Right, so now we know. It's difficult to kind of like measure anything on this, isn't it, when it's just all go all the time. Oh no, I've gone past it. Ah! Sorry, I was looking at the specials I had at the bottom, and I didn't particularly want to get to plasma. I wanted to increase my missiles, but didn't happen. Yeah, never a good idea to do speed up when you're in the middle of an asteroid belt. God, some of them go quick, don't they? Yeah, I'll never make it past this. Anyway, let's stick the A500 Mini on and see how that version compares. Another fast loading game, Project X. Let's get into it. Again, no loading music here. I'm going to have to dig out my discs. I'm going to have to prove this, aren't I? Just put out a little 30-second video of, look, I'm not mad. The controls on this are mapped exactly the same as they are on the CD32 pad, which is good. Keeps it easy for me to remember, muscle-wise. I missed one up there, didn't I? Almost got hit. Oh no, I've gone past it again. I wanted missiles. I don't want plasma. I don't want magma. Can I get to stealth? Do you think I can get to stealth? No, there's a deficit of power-ups in the asteroid belt until you get to that big one. No, shan't.
Select now for laser beam.
Now, contrary to what I've said on the Chaos Engine, I feel that the controls on this work very nicely. Although you may notice I am kind of going left, right, up and down with not much of diagonal movement. Yeah, so Project X. It's Zool on the CD32. Zool was going to be the Sonic beta for the Amiga. I mean, I did enjoy playing Zool back then, but I think in hindsight and reviewing it after all these years, it's not as good as, you know, I'd rather be playing something like Robocod, to be honest. Like the character, but it's just the performance of the game is nowhere near as good as it should be in order to kind of beat Sonic. Right, here we go. So we've got jump on one button, and fire on the other. This being the CD32 is the AGA version. Whoa! So you've got this kind of busy background rather than the standard copper on the ECS AGA, OCS ECS version, which I'm not sure I like too much. It's a bit confusing. Don't know if we would have done better without it, just to kind of for clarity. Anyway, yes, this is all. Look how easily I went up there. Just keep that in mind when we move on to the A500 Mini version, please. So yeah, that's all. Isn't it odd that that's not on the CD version? All that space, they didn't include it. Now this loads a lot faster than the other version I've just tried. The controls are actually different. And you'll see that I struggle. Yeah, there's I don't know whether it's that D-pad again or not, but I really struggle to jump up the vertical surfaces on this. I knew that was coming up. Yeah, so I'm okay up to this point. And then I get here. And just it feels like such an effort to get that right. That's actually the first time I've done it in all the filming I've been doing for this. This isn't the first time I filmed this, by the way, because there were problems with the previous versions that I've done. Oh god. Now, yeah, I'm not going to get out there. I don't know if it is due to the pad or the way it's been mapped or something. Oh no, I'm here again. I don't seem to be able to jump quickly enough off the wall and back again. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. The scrolling seems alright. It seems natural enough. But if this was my A500 Mini, I've actually borrowed it off a friend of mine who has a channel called 3D Printed Soup that I will link. If this was my A500 Mini, I'd probably put a host of other platform games on here to play. I'll admit to you, in all my years of having Amigas and A500 WHD load installed, it's very rare that I play Zool. There'll always be another platformer that I'd rather spend time with. I just don't think it holds up as well as the others. So yeah, sorry to be so negative with this particular game, but play something else really. Another Team 17 disc. Another double game disc, which is handy for me because both Alien Breed and Quack are on the A500 Mini. Oh, it's a classic, isn't it? A stone cold classic, Alien Breed 92 Special Edition, with fantastic music there again from Alistair Brimble. Of course, being on CD, it loads that much faster than a standard disc version or a version loaded from ADF on a GoTech. Now this is just, there's nothing special about this, it is the OCS version shoved on a CD. But what does surprise me, I've always thought that that was it, but I'm looking at my CD32 at the moment and the disc activity is constantly blinking like this is a CD soundtrack. So whether that's the case, I never thought it was. Oh, it's an extra one. But this game is a good test versus the A500 Mini. We should be able to see how its scrolling differs, whether it's exactly the same or not. I will say one thing, my CD32 output into this Sony TV via S-Video, there is a slight shimmer. I'm not sure if you can see that on the footage, but it's almost like there's a very slight interlace, more than, you know, just the Team 17 logo at the beginning. So that is something that you contend with, but you know, it kind of makes it that bit more authentic, I think, because we never played them on pin-sharp digital Crikey Vision screens in the 90s, did we? Oh man, amipal. So let's whack it on the A500 Mini and compare it against this. So here's Alien Breed on the A500 Mini. Yes, the classic returns. This is a game that was sticking a lot of memories, so again, very happy they've included this. So the A500 Mini has an HDMI cable, plugs straight into HDMI on my telly. So a digital image. Just noticing some dimming in the black areas there. But I wonder how much of that is just like my screen doing additional processing on the image. I've got the A500 Mini set up to do fit to screen. I've previously been playing it at just like a double sized mode, just because I felt like it was more, it seemed more in keeping. I don't know. This, it actually has some of the menu items at the top and bottom outside of the screen, so I can't see that it says 1 up or keys at the top, or even 2 up at the bottom. I know that's what they say because obviously I've played this enough times to realise that, but there we go. Seems alright, doesn't it? This feels like how it should. I even die and walk into aliens in exactly the same places, so you know it's good. Yes, I'm happy with how this functions on the A500 Mini. I think if you were to... Oh, already? I think if you were to play this after 20 odd years of not having touched an Amiga, you'd go, wow, that's exactly how I remember it. So no issues from me with Alien Breed. And the scrolling seems okay. Not that I can do any while I'm being assaulted. Again, there is some shimmering. How much of that is to do with the screen fit from the A500 Mini rather than just doing the double size? I don't know. Or whether it's my television itself. But yeah, that works. And into Quack, which is a wonderful little game. I'm so pleased that they included this with the A500 Mini because it's a game that not many people have played. It was one of Team 17's budget titles that were chucked out kind of towards the end of their reign on the Amiga, along with F17 Challenge. But it's a great game in its own right. So here we are. That throws. There's no jump button on the CD32 version, there's just the throwing the egg. Yeah. So you have to be extra careful when you're jumping. Because as we all know, D-pads aren't the best things for pixel perfect jumping. That's where a joystick really comes in handy. Oh, they're coming straight for me, aren't they? Whoa! Straight in. Anyway, let's compare that against the A500 Mini version. It shouldn't be too taxing on it, I don't think. So, we'll see. Just love the music on it. Into Quack. It does look wonderful. You do get a full screen with this that is part of the screen fit. I think because I don't know, maybe it chops the border off on the standard Amiga version, but yeah, it stretches it to full widescreen, and it doesn't look like the aspect ratio suffers. It's very nice indeed. It's almost like you could be playing this on a. I will get that one. All my eggs are gone now. Yeah, it's almost like you're playing it on a modern console and you've downloaded it from like the store. Oh no, not a ghost. Yeah, I think there'd probably be lots of companies that could probably produce something like this on like the PlayStation Network or Xbox Live, whatever. And I think people would happily pay a couple of quid to download it. Anyway, it works well, it looks good. Give Quack a try. And that's my comparison. Thank you for sitting through all that. Because, I mean, it's just like one game after another, kind of in succession. Do I like the A500 Mini? Yes, I do. It's a curious little thing. It's a fantastic little thing, in fact. I've played with it for a few hours. My son, during half term, he played with it for hours. He thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, the pad's just the right size for him. It's a good selection of games. He wanted to kind of see and try as many of them as possible. I won't tell you how long we spent on Pinball Dreams, but that's another story. Let's face facts. It's not for people who collect retro hardware. It's not for people who believe that an A500 or an A1200 is a real Amiga and there's nothing else. This is a solution for people who want to try the old games they remember from their childhood. They might want to introduce them to their children or even grandchildren. It's a nice toy. I'll say that as a matter of fact. It is a toy that you can be on your Saturday shop. You see it in a shop and you think it's only 100 plus ish quid. Let's give it a go. And also, as much as I'd love it to be an A500 sized machine, you know, same physical size with a real keyboard, people just don't want that under their tellies. They don't want that in their front room. This, you can kind of snuggle it in. This, in fact, you could probably Bluetooth that to the wall and the cables are long enough to kind of give you just enough reach. Maybe a USB extension would help, I don't know. It's a great little machine, and if it achieves the goal of bringing more people into the sphere of the Amiga community, the world of the Amiga, that can only be a good thing. If you don't want to buy one, don't buy one. just let people enjoy it, because you know I'm already seeing people talking about developing stuff in Blitz Basic and trying to get it running on here. You've got Eric Hogan with his Scorpion engine. I think he's targeting it towards the A500 Mini as well. So just the mere fact that we'll have game creation tools where you can just chuck it onto an A500 Mini. Can you imagine that? Just making new Amiga games. Some kids out there making new Amiga games. I mean, that has to be a good thing, right? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm actually glad that I've managed to record this when I have, because I've just gone through 500 subscribers. Not like shed 500 subscribers. I mean, I now have over 500 subs on this channel, which I never thought I'd ever achieve, frankly. I think I've said from the beginning, I've never been out for the likes and the subs. The whole purpose of this channel was just for me to share my passion of the Amiga, that knowledge that I've picked up over the years, with the Amiga community and with people who are interested in the Amiga and just retro computing in general. The fact there's 500 people subbed to this, that's rather special. So thank you to all of those people who have subbed. Thank you to all those people who have even watched a video. And in particular, thank you to the people who have commented and offered advice and hints and other bits and pieces. I hope I can get more of these made for you. This one's been quite late because of like school half term, the Easter holidays, sickness on my part, injury on my part, sickness on my son's part. It's just loads of different things that prevent me kind of getting this video recorded. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.